tourism really takes off in our region during the spring and summer seasons. And for the first time in quite some time, the group working to bring tourists to our region is under new leadership. So tonight I am joined by the CEO of Explore St. Louis, Brad Dean. Briefly about Brad, he took this role nearly a month ago after holding similar jobs in Puerto Rico and was also in Myrtle Beach for 20 years. So Brad, thanks for being here and welcome to St. Louis.
Thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be the newest resident of St. Louis and so thrilled to be able to promote this community. Can you imagine they're going to pay me to promote St. Louis? What a deal.
It's a good gig. What attracted you to this job in St. Louis?
You know, first and foremost, it's an iconic city. I grew up vacationing here, so I remember St. Louis as a child, and it's always held a bit of mystique and magic for me. Secondly, as a professional, I've been watching from the outside looking in, and there's palpable momentum in this community. St. Louis is poised to really transcend prior history and do something special here. And plus, it's just such a welcoming community for my wife and my family. We want to make this home, not just a great job, but a great place to live.
You have been quoted saying a post-pandemic bounce back is coming this year. I would love for you to expand on that and what's in the works and gives you that great confidence.
Yeah, we believe that 2025 is the year where we not just get back to, but hopefully exceed pre-pandemic levels. First, if you look at what's happened in the past 4 weeks, hotel revenues have been up about 6% year over year. The projection for the rest of the spring is a 3 to 4% year over year increase, in part because we're bringing several large conventions to the downtown area. And with the help of some of the sporting events coming up, including opening day, we expect that boost to continue. So it still remains to be seen what happens for the rest of the year, but I think St. Louis is poised right now to see solid growth based on 2024 levels and hopefully reach or exceed pre-pandemic levels.
You mentioned conventions. Of course, the convention center in downtown St. Louis at the Dome, it's gone over renovations. A little bit of controversy over the last couple of years about high cost with that and the use of taxpayer funds. What is your message about that? And is it already paying off with those renovations and selling some of those big events to bring them to St. Louis?
Yeah, it is paying off. And listen, Corey, you know, it didn't happen the way everybody wanted. It's like the Rolling Stones saying, you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. And so my role as the leader of Explore St. Louis is to play the cards that we've been dealt as best we can. This convention center is not only larger, it now allows for convention layering, which means not just more groups, but more groups at the same time. The Culinary Garden gives us a unique opportunity to deliver a farm-to-table experience right in downtown St. Louis. And yeah, there's some things that we would rather have had, but I think St. Louis is a great, iconic city. My job is to lead the team that's going to make the Americas Center the optimally utilized convention center in the Midwest and bring more visitors to downtown. And as goes downtown, so goes the region of St. Louis.
Crime is a headline there, or something that always makes headlines usually around this region. But if you look at crime data, it shows that crime is down in violent crime so far this year. But the perception of crime is still there. So at Explore St. Louis, how do you change that narrative or help try to change that narrative? And is crime something that when you talk to people across the region to bring in events, are they bringing that up as far as when St. Louis goes?
Well, to the last point, it's coming up less today than it used to, in part because those numbers are going down. But I think you touched on one of the important roles that we at Explore St. Louis play, and it's a dual role. On the one hand, we've got to support law enforcement to do everything we can to make the downtown safe, welcoming, and inviting. And that means getting residents to feel comfortable coming back downtown. And as the organization that manages two very important assets, the Americas Center Convention Center and the Dome, we have to play a key role in that. At the same time, we've got to push back on this outside narrative that paints St. Louis in a very unfair way. Interestingly, when I was doing my research at coming here, the worst things I heard about St. Louis were coming from local residents. Not out of anger or animosity, I think just out of disappointment and frustration. So for leaders like myself, we can't make progress by burying our heads in the sand. We've got to solve real problems. The other side, though, we can't let other people outside of our community talk about St. Louis in an unfair, unflattering way. So at Explore St. Louis, we've got to do all we can to protect the reputation of the region while also contributing to the solutions for the future.
Can we expect any big marketing campaigns or sales, if you will? I know we've seen TV ads in the past and things. Is there anything in the works as far as that goes?
Well, you're definitely going to see some bold, broad advertising, but the last thing St. Louis needs is a know-it-all coming from the outside saying this is what we do. So the first thing I'm doing is what my grandfather taught me. 2 ears, 1 mouth. You listen more than you speak. Learning about the people of St. Louis and the brand. And I think we've got some extraordinary opportunities. Of course, so many free attractions and some iconic attractions and brands, but some of the things that differentiate St. Louis are the unique ethnic neighborhoods that really have their own identity. This is a foodie town. People may not recognize it, but great culinary artists right here. And when you look at the art, the rich, vibrant history and culture, not to mention the live entertainment and being such a sports town, there is so much to promote. What we've got to do is identify an aspirational brand that lifts St. Louis up to the pedestal that it deserves.
My stomach recognizes that it's a foodie town. We got a lot of good stuff. All right, Brad, really appreciate your time. Thank you.